And welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this afternoon after the cock-up of the live this morning. I have managed to get everything sorted out, I think. Yeah, we've got it all sorted out. It's just taking a little bit of time to come through the audio. I'll just double check this. Everything sorted. There we go. It's all fine. It is all fine. As I say, right, big news is Celtic are looking to bring in the striker. Long-term target. Celtic have a game this weekend. We're only 2 days, 1 hour and 32 minutes away from Celtic's next game against AC Milan at Celtic Park. I wonder what kind of reception Martin O'Neill and the board will receive at the game this weekend. After that, it is on to the first game of the season, Monday the 3rd of August. We are at Celtic Park. Flag Day. A lot of people are saying boycott Flag Day. If there's not 3 or more players in, boycott Flag Day. Would you boycott Flag Day? Would you turn your back on Celtic on the day that they remember what we achieved last season? Unfurling the flag at Celtic Park is always a fantastic day, but it's always a bit of a damp squid of a game because, you know, you're thinking about what we did last season. Whilst it's fantastic in remembering what we did last season, the squad isn't what it is last season. The squad is a way down. But the good news is today that Anthony Joseph of Sky News has reported just an hour ago that Celtic are in talks to sign the Bodo Glimt striker Kasper Høgh. Now, it was suggested this morning that they could want a lot more than the 7 million that was on the table for him just a couple of months ago, with his exploits in the Champions League and such like over the last couple of years. It's made him a sought-after player. Celtic have been looking at Kasper Høgh for a while, and a lot of us maybe thought that this was one of those deals that was just never going to happen. But the Hoops have held an interest in the Danish international for a while. We thought in the Christmas window, the January window, that maybe because Kasper Schmeichel was there, not knowing that Kasper Schmeichel was injured at the time, that would maybe be the pulling thing that would help get Kasper Høgh in the door. We do like a Danish international at the club. So with us being in talks, excuse me, with Kasper Høgh, how quick can, realistically, Celtic get the deal done? And what does it say for one player at Celtic? What does it say for Duran? Camilo Duran was brought in, and a lot of people thought, yeah, that he's maybe going to be the number one striker. Although Duran hasn't been put on the first team sheet as yet. Shock, horror. Would you expect anything else from Celtic? And Arne Engels has been cut out the page. I'll just bring that Arne Engels in. Can we bring this, make it a little bit smaller just to get everyone in on the act, as they say. And you can get Paulo Bernardo in on that at Celtic. So there you see the forward players that we have. No Kasper Høgh as such going into the game this weekend. Callum Osman will still be thinking that he is the number one striker at the moment, or is Camilo Duran, who is in the building, is he going to be the number one striker? With us having Mikael and Balak Wisha still on the books, are Celtic going to play 2 up front with Duran and Kasper Høgh? Is Martin O'Neill about to rip up, shred it, get rid of it, the 4-3-3, even though he's been playing 4-3-3 all pre-season? When you look at the other players that are there, it'll be interesting to see if Arne Engels gets 45 minutes or if Arne Engels is kept on the bench, a bit like Kasper Høgh has done last night. And then there's not much change when you look at the defenders. In fact, there's no change at all. If anything, we're a little bit thin on the ground for defenders, because let's face it, is Dane Murray good enough to be back up? Yes. Have we put any pressure on Cameron Carter-Vickers, Austin Trusty, Liam Scales? Have we elevated the defence going into the start of the season? The answer is no. I don't think that we have elevated the defence enough over the pre-season. And there's still the big question of strikers. When you look at the goalkeepers, Sinisalo's a fantastic goalkeeper. He's not made many mistakes as yet. But is he ready for the Champions League? Is he ready for the big time? Is this the year that Sinisalo rises to the top and shines for Celtic? Ross Dohan, he is a number 2 at best. He is number 2 at best. Celtic needs either a first choice goalkeeper to come in or someone better than Ross Dohan to push Sinisalo to make him even better. There's been a lot of talk about Alistair Johnson. Let's just hope that we do not lose Alistair Johnson, because I can't see Celtic going out and spending good money, but then you never know. Because who is this season, Kidsford Garden or Dolberg? Well, it has to be said, I need to go back to this screen to get the comment up. Liam says that who is this season, Kidsford Garden or Dolberg? The breaking news is the fact that Sky Sports' Anthony Joseph is reporting that Celtic are finally in talks with Bodo Glimt and the striker Kasper Høgh. We'll wait and see. But I love your optimism, Liam. Duran and Osmond, I will go with 2 fast players that will feed off each other. What if we bring in Kasper Høgh, who's done it at the highest level, scored goals in the Champions League? What does it say to Duran? Does it say that he's going to come in and go, listen, mate, sorry, but I'm stealing that number 1 slot for you, even though he's scored 2 goals already this pre-season? 2 goals in 2 games. It's only pre-season. Can he do it when the action starts? And just less wingers, more strikers. I think that's what we're starting to get, more strikers at Celtic. And we need a goalkeeper to push Sinisalo, says Dennis. I think that we do. But does that then put Sinisalo in a position where Sinisalo goes, well, wait a minute, I came here to be number 1. I waited my time under the previous goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel. Do you know, I came here with the thought that, yes, I'm going to be number 2 to Kasper Schmeichel. I'm going to learn a bit of trade under Kasper Schmeichel, and then I'm going to be number 1. Seemingly, Sinisalo's in the office asking Martin O'Neill every couple of days, what can I do to make myself better? I love the attitude of Sinisalo. I really do. And I think that having seen him after watching him in Portugal and the way that he spoke to the fans, I really think that he is a player that will elevate his game at Celtic. Anyway, that is the big news this afternoon. The fact that Celtic have opened talks with Kasper Høgh, which I think can only be for the benefit of Martin O'Neill, Sean Maloney and Mark Fotheringham, even though that they're going to only be here for the season. Celtic need to get players in this week to make sure that the fans are happy this weekend. Are you going to the game this weekend? Will you be happy with the game and the players this weekend? We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm done and dusted for just now. We need a centre midfield, a left back and a keeper and a right back. I think we need a couple of wingers in as well. Who will be better than Benji Negrin? And Benji's kind of shit. But there they go, because Benji scored 20 odd goals this season. Baz, give us your team to play AC Milan right now as it stands. We're only on Thursday, mate. I usually do that on a Friday morning. Let's jump back onto the Celtic team then. And as it stands, the team to start tomorrow: Sinisalo in goals, Alistair Johnson at the back with Liam Scales and Cameron Carter-Vickers, and Kieran Tierney, the normal back four, a lot of people would say. In the midfield, I think is Benji Negrin back from the World Cup? Yeah, he should be. Celtic will start with Arne Engels, Callum McGregor and Oxlade-Chamberlain rather than Luke McCowan. And there was a bit of breaking news this week that Luke McCowan wants to get into the Scotland team. We should really talk about that before we leave. And then the front three. We're presuming that Celtic are going to play a front 3. With no Dyson Maeda back at Celtic, Tenecte is back. James Forrest is back on the wing. Yang's back, but he's not featured as yet. It'll be James Forrest on the wing. And don't worry, James Forrest isn't going to be on the wing for the start of the season. Will Duran start on the wing, or will he start as the main striker? I think Duran will start as the main striker just to piss off Callum Osmond that little bit more, who's been asking the manager what is the plans for him this season, especially if you're bringing in 2 strikers. And Johnny Kenny, is he back in full training, or are Bolton chapping on the door and waiting to get Johnny Kenny for a decent bit of cash? Michelangelo Balikwisha, will he start the game? He's been used in midfield. I think that he's only been used in midfield to show the board how friggin' poor he is. So my front 3, I think, will be Yang, James Forrest, and Duran. I don't think Johnny Kenny's back. Sebastian Tenecte is back, but Martin O'Neill, well, I think that we'll just keep Tenecte in cold storage, and hopefully maybe someone comes in for him. If you look at Shin Yamada, and Odomom is currently in a different country rather than Las Vegas. So my team as it stands with the players that we have is Sinisalo in goals, the back 4 of Alistair Johnson, Austin Trusty, Caroline Carter-Vickers and Kieran Tierney. In the midfield, it's going to be Arnie Engels, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Callum McGregor to start the game. And then the front 3, if we play the front 3, will be Yang, James Forrest and Camilo Duran. That tells you all you need to know. There was a message coming there that I seen that I wanted to pop up. I have got more chance of playing for Scotland than Luke McCown. I would maybe say that Stephen Sloan's maybe right about that one. The strength and depth, I don't care about them. Where did that disappear to? There it is. It came in late. That one. Good day from Melbourne, Australia. Go Celtic. Fantastic. Forrest starting is a massive problem. I don't think it is, because the wingers that we've got, Yang's not back, Tenecte's not back. That's the only reason. People are getting a bit excited about the real reason why Jamesy Forrest has been starting these games. James Forrest is just starting the games to make sure he's up to match fitness. You've got to remember that, because once the season starts, you're not wanting James Forrest in cold storage. He'll be coming on as a super sub throughout the season. Hopefully McCown's been practicing hard at hitting his corner taken. Well, let's talk about Luke McCown, because he's setting his sights on a Scotland call-up. Luke McCown has set his sights on a Scotland call-up as he targets the European Championships in 2028. The Celtic midfielder is yet to be capped at any level. No wonder. He's a good lad, McCown. He's got a bit of attitude about him. And he's got a wee bit of anger management when he gets brought off and he knows that he's not done too well. But anyway, he goes on to say that he knows that the Scotland squad, especially the midfield, is incredibly talented. So I have to hit the ground hard. I need to, the amount of quality that's in there, I need to strive forward and be a better player. I need to be playing here at Celtic at the top level. I need to put in as much at my club to show that I'm able to go out and put a good performance that will get me a Scotland call-up. You've got to remember, McCown signed that contract extension earlier this year that keeps him at Celtic until 2028. Just to keep you all nice and happy. A 28-year-old, that would make him 30 the time his contract runs out. Oh, I can't wait to see what the Celtic fans say about him then. Benji Negrin's turned into Ryan Christie at the end though. Ooh. G'day mate, put a shrimp on the barbie, says Paul. Raston and Forrest. Looking more likely as the days goes on the right. You think so? Ralston and Forrest? Wait and see if Martin O'Neill can do a Bobby Pettit on Balikwisha. That would be it. Benji Negrin is shite, says Paul. And that's a drinking game when Ryan Christie shoots. Oh, we should do that. Every time Ryan Christie shoots, Ryan Christie, it was just way over, wasn't it? Every shot, Ryan Christie, you're like, is that going to go over the roof of the stadium this time? Is that Mick Dundee? Nah, needs garlic. Ralston, I don't want him being a starter right back if Alistair Johnson goes, but what... I don't think that Tony Ralston will get a game before Colby Donovan. There, I've said it. Moyes will have earmarked Alistair Johnson. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope Alistair Johnson will still be at Celtic. Strange behaviour. AC Milan can lend us a favour. There we go. Anyway, that is me done and dusted for this impromptu afternoon live. Gets me back on track from this morning because the software had a complete meltdown and I didn't know what was going on with it. Anyway, thank you for sticking by us. Thank you for helping us get to 28,000. That's the target. The stats, I put a thing up in the comment community tab showing that something like, was it 47% or something haven't subscribed to the channel? Can we get to 28,000 subscribers before the start of the new season? Maybe the end of the transfer window. We'll go for that. Can we get to 28,000 before the end of the transfer window? Let's see if we can. Anyway, if we do, I'd absolutely fucking love it. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are all around the world.